Round 8 of the World Rally Championship, and we're in Greece for the famous Akropolis rally. It's also the midpoint of the season. So far has been dominated by Sebastian Loeb.
It's very important to have a second driver, very reliable. To take points, and Carlos in the Turkish rally did a very good job, and I hope that he will do a very good job on this rally, and I hope that François will do a very good job in Argentina in the future.
The new car's working well. We've had pretty good run with it recently. All the testing recently has been good. Petter's now really good form and confident with the car. So I think it's just sometimes it doesn't roll with you. Michelin have certainly taken us a bit by surprise this year with quite a good step on the tyres, but we're coming back at them and we've got something new here as well. So I think I'm hoping that this is a turning point in the season now.
Maybe we have to help our partner Pirelli to improve the performance of the tires. But on our side also we have to improve maybe sometimes our suspension for some conditions which are different.
Tony Galloway's scored points in every rally so far, but both he and Roman Cresta have been told there's still room for improvement.
They know that they have to up their game, certainly from now and the next few months, because obviously decisions are going to be made between sort of September, October time. So it's a crucial time for both drivers, and they know that.
Gigi Galli briefly led the rally in Turkey before a blown turbo saw his challenge fade. Mitsubishi will be looking for the same pace again. Skoda's Armin Schwarz and Yanni Torino are both aiming for their first driver's points. So for the fourth event running, it's a hot Mediterranean rally, the Acropolis, one of the oldest events in the calendar. So after a short visit to the spectacular ruins of the Greek capital city, it's off to the rugged terrain of Mount Parnassos region. The quickest of the recent rough gravel events. Many off-roads have been regraded this year, leaving a faster, smoother surface, but with speed comes risk. Privateer Christian Solberg found out in the shakedown. So it's a world champion Sebastian Loeb out front with an impressive 13-point lead over the chasing Petter Solberg. In the Manufacturers' Championship, it's Peugeot who hold a slender 4-point lead over fellow French team Citroën. Well, a real first then for the opening Super Special here in Athens. The Olympic Stadium saw some memorable moments last summer, but it has never been anything like this. A noisy and colourful welcome for the local fans, and they're out in force. The event has been sold out. 60,000 people expected to watch the best drivers in the world race head-to-head. That's the best turnout ever for a WRC Super Special. Well, the stage itself is a tricky, twisty 2.5-kilometre tarmac test, and what a spectacular venue. Well, a real treat for the exuberant and expectant crowd as world champion Sebastian Loeb and his fiercest rival Petter Solberg line up to entertain them. Serious business, though, at hand.
Stop reading notes. 10 seconds, straight onto the jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magnificent arena, fabulous atmosphere as well. Solberg wants to take the early advantage, and he's not afraid to use the barriers to help him through the corners.
Into one left minus, half long, tightens a bit, opens 4 plus, half long, keep in, and one right half long.
100 mètres.
Loeb, neat and tidy as ever. Well, up ahead, Solberg has another wild moment. He really is using all of the road. The Norwegian appears to have the advantage as they begin their second loop. Back with Solberg, and look how close he is to those barriers. Crowd just loving it, as you'd expect.
60. 3 right plus, extra long.
It's Loeb who's leading, however, as they come through the final sweeping bend. Here's the Citroen driver. He's heading for victory. Solberg, 1.5 seconds back. Listen to the ambience, amazing. So far so good for the world champion, as he and co-driver Daniel Alina acknowledge the lively crowd, as does Hollywood himself, Petter Solberg. An impressive start too for Mark Higgins, the former British champion. He's had a troublesome season, but he's second fastest over the Super Special in his privately entered Ford Focus, while Christian Solberg is relieved to be taking part at all after that mistake in shakedown yesterday afternoon. Lowe perhaps using his circuit racing experience from Le Mans last weekend to good effect, leading after stage 1, but just 2.3 seconds cover the top 8 after such a short stage. Just under 350 dusty gravel-covered kilometres ahead of the crews is championship leader Sebastian Loeb, who's up first. That's a sluggish start from the Frenchman. He's chasing a record 5th consecutive win here in the Citroen Zara, so he wants to get up to speed as quickly as possible. The same goes for Petter Solberg.
10. Okay, good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Norwegian is under pressure to stop the championship leader's recent run. He begins stage 2 and he's looking fired up.
Line into 6 right long, tightens 4 minus.
Loeb has been untroubled by running first on the road in recent rallies, but there's a lot more loose gravel out there. This could be bad news for the world champion. Solberg, meanwhile, is pushing hard to take the early advantage.
6 left, 60. Early 6 right, minus of a bump. Opens extra long, keep into crest. Cut 6 left, plus of a...
And he's gone off right on the limit. Lucky as well, but that misjudgment could have been costly. Team boss David Lapworth did say before the event that Solberg may now have to take some risks to win the championship. The Norwegian very lucky to get away with that. Further into the stage, and Loeb is closing on the finish line.
I cannot keep the car in the lines. I'm always oversteering, understeering. It's very difficult to drive the car, and I make a lot of mistakes. I cannot do what I want.
Loeb not happy with his pace. Has Solberg recovered from that earlier mistake? Big question. A lot of damage to the rear of the car, but his pace doesn't seem to be affected that much. How much time, if any, did he lose to Loeb?
Early 2 left minus half long.
He's definitely going to be slower. 4.5 seconds. It could have been a lot worse.
That was luck. They had no grip though.
Lucky.
No grip then for Solberg, but one look at the rear of his car and you can see how close to disaster they came. Marcus Gronholm is next through the stage. The Finn never won in Greece. In fact, he's retired in 5 out of 6 attempts. He'll need to change that trend if he's to keep his championship hopes alive. He's been quicker than Loeb on all the early splits and could be a terrific start for Peugeot's number 1. Nearly 8 seconds faster than Gronholm. He's about to take the early lead.
Stage is clear for Marcus. Onko lähtöpaikalla Amerikka? Oisko?
Marcus, a good stage for you?
Yeah, it's okay. Brakes are hot, I have to go.
Yeah, here we go. Tony Gardemeister has been given a free rein from Ford to push for podium finishes. Well, the Finn is looking fast on the first stage. How will he compare to Gronholm? Just 4.1 seconds slower. That's the second best time so far. Meanwhile, in the second road section, on the way to the next stage, Petter Solberg and co-driver Phil Mills are hard at work doing some repairs.
Petter, can you tell us what happened?
I think I'm just too tired.
Subaru driver wasn't the only one to suffer from the first stage this morning. Manfred Stoll and Ford's Roman Cresta are both retired for the day following their incidents. Armin Schwartz has been pushing for greater reliability from Skoda before the rally. The German makes it through stage 2 okay, but on the road section before the next one, an engine problem means the end of the day for the Czech team's number 1. Their number 2 is just as unlucky. An impact with a rock for Jani Torino caused an early scare, and clutch problems end the Finns' participation in day 1. Gronholm, the early leader here in Greece, with fellow Finn Gardemeister just 3.6 seconds behind. Solberg is down in 7th after his problems. The flying Finn is back. Find out if he holds on after the break. Welcome back to Greece. Only 2 stages in, and the Acropolis rally is already living up to its reputation as a car breaker. And it's certainly not proving a successful event in 2003 Acropolis winner Marco Martin. The Estonian still at odds with the Peugeot 307 and a lowly 15th fastest on stage 3. Incredibly, just 1 place ahead on this stage is world champion Sebastian Loeb. The Citroen driver is really suffering from the sweeping the road clear of loose gravel for the following drivers. Petter Solberg's fatigue this morning is easily explained. He barely slept last night. After running underweight in the Super Special, the stewards had threatened to exclude the Norwegian instead of opting for a €20,000 fine, but it's proving an unwelcome distraction. Despite the bent rear suspension from that earlier off, Petter is second fastest on stage 3. But one man who betters Solberg's times that comes as a surprise to most, the Norwegian's former teammate Mirko Irvonen. Impressed with his pace in Sardinia in a privately entered Ford Focus, he's quick again here in Greece. The Finn is fastest on stage 3, takes 2nd overall. Gronholm continues to lead the way then, while Irvonen has passed Gardemeister for the runner-up spot. Loeb dropped 3 places on that stage. Well, spectators are out in force this morning, enjoying the sun as well as the action. Great support in Greece. Gigi Galli briefly led the Rally of Turkey, proving his pace, as well as that of the much improved Mitsubishi Lancer. He's currently running 9th. Heavy landing there, and co-driver Guido D'Amore is winded from the impact, as you can hear. He's struggling to keep up with the pace, and Gigi is getting frustrated and making mistakes. 25 seconds are lost over the 32-kilometre stage. He drops to 10th. Tony Gardemeister certainly appears to have been inspired by the pre-rally words with team boss Malcolm Wilson. He's in a car capable of winning rallies and is finally proving that he has the speed to do the business. Small mistake from the Finn there, though. It's a narrow stretch of road and there's very little margin for error. Carlos Sainz is proving typically efficient behind the wheel of the Citroën Zara. Spain has started, or stated I should say, there will be no more intrusions on his retirement. So if this is to be his WRC swan song, he wants it to be a success. Carlos takes advantage of Ervenen's mistake to pass the Finn for third. Sainz's speed has put pressure on Marcus Gronholm's lead. The Finn had started to resort to using the manual gear shift through here, and his lead is cut to just 1.1 seconds ahead of Sainz. Sebastian Loeb, meanwhile, is improving and ominously for his rivals sets the fastest time on stage 4 and moves up to 5th. But for once, the championship leader is not leading the rally. Incredibly, Mikko Ervenen, a real chance of taking that lead if he can beat Gronholm's time by more than 2.9 seconds. It's looking good. And he's done it. Ervenen leads the rally by just 0.2 of a second. Well, this is the first time a privateer has led a world rally since 1999, and with 4 former world champions behind him on the leaderboard, Ervenen will enjoy this all the more for sure. Back to the service park at nearby Lamia, where Mikko Ervenen has had a chance to reflect.
Well, Mikko leading the rally, and what a great start.
Yeah, I have to say, it's been perfect start, and first time leading the rally, so at this point I'm going to enjoy it, and when we go back to stages, just forget it and continue.
What's the secret, that road position?
I'm sure road position helped on second stage this morning, then start of that long one. But otherwise, the car has been just perfect.
Well, it's been a less than perfect start for the former Subaru teammate, Petter Solberg.
Well, Petter, what happened?
Just the suspension a little bit yesterday, and I went a little bit too stiff, I think, and I didn't have so much grip from the start, but obviously I haven't slept anything last night. I was nervous to not drive today, and that's how it is.
What's it like driving a car with no downforce at the back when you lose the rear wing?
It's very sideways, so it's not an enjoyable thing to do.
The Greek fans are still making the most of their day out in the mountains. Chris Atkinson, like his teammates, was also threatened with exclusion yesterday evening. The Australian is desperate to claim a good finish for Subaru after a string of disappointing results this year. It's not improving in Greece, though. A spin on stage 5 cost 47 seconds and he drops to 19th place. Gigi Galli is still running outside the top 8 and will be keen to improve on that as quickly as possible. More frustration for the Italian, though. He's spun in a narrow section of the road and it's taking a long time to get pointed in the right direction. He loses 30 seconds and drops to 12th.
The bumper, there is still there, the bumper? Yes. Good.
Solberg, meanwhile, is not having the start he was hoping for, while Loeb has struggled for pace. An impact with the rock on stage 5 means he's lost four-wheel drive. This is turning into a very frustrating day for Petter. 16 seconds are lost and he drops to 7th.
What's wrong, Petter?
Something with the four-wheel drive system.
One of his main rivals has a miserable morning. Marcus Grönholm is on full attack. The Finn sets the fastest time so far on stage 5.
I am pushing, yes, everything. I cannot go more. Oh.
So a margin of just 0.2 of a second for Urban to defend his lead. It's not much, but the youngster will do all he can to hold on. Mikko's challenge is hampered through no fault of his own, however. He loses 3 gears and 17 seconds are lost. Sees him lose the lead. Drops to 5th and is understandably frustrated.
Mikko, it wasn't much of a lead, but it was a lead.
Well, definitely we won't have it anymore. We have something wrong with gearbox. It's not changing down from 4th gear.
Grönholm back in the lead after 5 stages, or after stage 5, while Gardemeister's moved up 2 places to 2nd, and Loeb now up to 3rd. Just 10 seconds separate the top 4. The conclusion of day 1 on the Acropolis coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to an eventful opening day on the Acropolis Rally. It's been a disappointing day, though, for Subaru's Petter Solberg. He desperately needs to finish this event ahead of championship leader Sebastian Loeb, but the losses of his 4-wheel drive sees him hemorrhage time during these final 2 stages. He finishes the day down in 14th place, over 3 minutes off the lead. Harry Rovanperä has had a solid day without making any real impression on the leaders. The Finn runs very wide there, avoiding a huge puddle. Mitsubishi will be pleased they still have 2 cars running by the end of the day. Rovanperä will start tomorrow in 6th spot. Fellow Finn, Mikko Urvanen, has surprised everyone with a strong performance today. Saw him briefly lead the event. Problems with his gears, however, have seen him slip down the leaderboard, leaving him in 5th place. Tony Gardemeister has been told by the Ford management to increase his pace, and he's certainly taken the advice to heart. He's been as quick today as at any time during the season, but slips from 2nd to 4th on the penultimate stage of the day. Carlos Sainz has brought back to give some point-scoring stability to Citroën, and after finishing 4th last time out in Turkey, he's on song once again here in Greece. The veteran Spaniard wins stage 6, his first since returning to the sport, and ends the day in a podium position. Marcus Grönholm hasn't been happy with the setup of the Peugeot 307, but he's had a memorable day. Set 2 fastest times, has kept the charging Sebastian Loeb at bay. He's clearly put his gearbox problems behind him and is quick on both of these final stages. And here's a man who's running away with the Drivers' Championship, Sebastian Loeb. He's been handicapped by having to sweep the road clean of gravel for his rivals, but still managed to retain and remain competitive. He finishes the day strongly. 9.1 seconds behind rally leader Grönholm. Can he end the day the way he started it, at the top of the pile? The answer is yes, he can. He's over 15 seconds quicker than the Finn, and he grabs back the lead. A great fight back from Loeb there. He leads by 6.1 seconds going into day. Very tight between the top 4. Marco Martin is just outside the point-scoring places in 9th, while Petter Solberg has a mountain to climb from 14th.
Carlos, have you enjoyed your rallying today?
So far, yeah, it has been no problems, good. And yeah, I'm enjoying.
Sebastian is just 6.1 ahead. Possible tomorrow to catch him?
I don't think it will be easy, but hopefully when it's shorter stages we can do something, but I am not really sure.
Sebastian, it's been a pretty excellent day for you.
Yes, no problem with the car, and we made no mistake. We lost, I think, a bit of time this morning by cleaning the road. It was a lot of gravel, but since that, it's going perfectly, and now we took again the lead. It's close with Marcus. It's a nice fight, but it's okay.
So, typically bruising first leg of the Acropolis Rally. We've already seen 3 different leaders, and with 2 long days remaining, you can keep in touch with it on Eurosport. Our apologies for the sound breakup at the beginning of this programme. We'll get the plugs sorted out for next time.